universe giveth and taketh away. Had a pretty disappointing track session this morning, I'll be honest. Up at 4 a.m. standard, on the track at 7. But yeah, I just felt way too busy and uncoordinated out there that I wasn't able to really drop in from height to hit some bends just because, yeah, it didn't feel right, didn't feel safe to be doing that. With what people just happened to be doing that day, yeah, just normally is kind of a couple groups that are properly sticking together, so it's nice and safe to build up height, make sure you've got a clear run of it, and then drop in for a couple of quick bends. But today it was, yeah, it just I did a few at the start for the first half an hour, but then it just felt like the track was getting just stupidly busy, like more busy than it should have been. Like, I think it's capped to 20 riders. It was probably at 20 riders, but it felt like there was 25, 30 riders on track just because everyone was just spaced apart. But so that was a bit disappointing, just not very useful really. I've been doing the drop-ins, and I realise that I need to be spending time doing these bends at speed, and anything else is, yeah, just getting more comfortable, more confident on the track, but it's not really progressing me. Still time on track, but yeah, not super useful session, to be honest. And yeah, was going to do a 30-30 session when I got back, so got on the turbo and started warming up for that, feeling all right, whatever. Do my sprints, 1100 watts, 1200 watts, 1300 watts. Like, okay, these are progressing nicely. Let's keep. I was going to just do 3, to be honest, to warm up, but they were just getting progressively better. And then, you know, queue up Pink Pony Club on the playlist and 1400 watts, which seated sprint on the turbo, that's very good. Like, I can hit 1400 outside in a crit, but hitting it seated on the turbo, that's pretty special for me. And then just like, okay, let's keep going with it. And 1450, multiple 1400 watt sprints. And I haven't hit those sort of numbers. I've only hit those numbers indoors doing sprints once, and those were normal standing sprints. That was 2 years ago. Hit 1500 once 2 years ago. And I'm suspecting that session the kicker was overreading. Probably the case today that the kicker was overreading, or maybe I've done some crazy periodization from off the back of the rest week. Last week I'm at some crazy sprint form, but yeah, likely the kicker's overreading. We'll take it. See how the next session looks. Hopefully that's like a 1400 again, and then I've just found these magical sprint legs. Then cracked on with my 30-30s, and they were half decent. They were about similar to 4 weeks ago, but instead of 3x8, I did 3x10, so probably the same sort of intensity. Well, this week I did end up doing like 560, 570 for the 30 seconds on, and then the off was basically a full rest, like noodling at 200 watts, but they averaged out at 380, so they can't have been too bad. But yeah, some crazy sprint numbers. Maybe the kicker was overreading. I did spin it down before the session. But yeah, I've only seen crazy numbers like that once 2 years ago, and I suspect the kicker was overreading then, but hopefully I found some crazy sprint legs, and I'll continue to see some good numbers like that. I did hit 1400 multiple times on the single-sided Asioma and the single-sided 4Eyes last year, I think, during those same sprint sessions, but the numbers from the kicker was always lower. So yeah, I'm optimistic that these could be some real numbers, but yeah, we'll just see. week of training that off the back of a rest week the week before. Yeah, some ups and downs with the training. Like I said, on Monday I wasn't really happy with what I was able to get done on the drop-in session, which is kind of to be expected. I mean, it's a drop-in, anything can happen. But then end up doing some really good sprint numbers on the kicker on my 30-30 session. It swings and roundabouts really, and kind of front loaded the week. So the 29th, 30th, 31st as your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Got a good amount of training done during those 3 days. Did like a kind of a double session on the Wednesday, so did my high torque work and my threshold work, and then took 2 days off for New Year's Day and the 2nd of January, and then Saturday, Sunday I was back to some riding. Saturday I just did a zone 2 ride, and then Sunday I was down at the track doing team pursuit with some of the lads that I met down at Derby. So that was really good. That was really good fun. Felt like we were doing surprisingly well from the get-go, and improving with each of our runs. Only got like 3 runs during the 2-hour slot. But yeah, it was really good practice, and we'll continue doing that over the coming weeks. Despite a rest week the week before, it's not like I was back to absolutely hammering it, because I knew that I was going to be taking a couple of days off at the start of the new year. But then also coming up next week, I'm planning on doing a IP effort at Track League on the Tuesday. So yeah, I'd want to be relatively fresh, and not carrying too much fatigue into that, because I've got Tuesday to try and crack 4:35, and then the Tuesday after that, if I don't do it, to try and get this qualifying time to enter the British Champs. So yeah, not putting any pressure on myself, because I mean, I don't really know what I'm capable of. I have an idea from the sort of splits I've been doing down at the track, but yeah, doing a full 4 kilometre effort from a standing start is going to be a different animal. So yeah, just really looking forward to having a good crack at that, and see what's possible really. And if I don't achieve the standard, then continue working on the track during this winter period. Try and set a time regardless, even if I can't compete at the champs. But hopefully I'll be able to set that benchmark time, and then keep getting down the track to improve prior to the 18th of February. So really happy with how things are going, and yeah, onwards and upwards.